second one's even a little better than the first one. Guys, this is so hard. Yeah, I thought the second one. And she moving her hands around a little bit, readjusting, but
I recognize the film. She sort of.
I just, that's, how many of you, and I know this isn't in your code, how many of you just sit there sometimes and go, wow? I always felt like if we could just have a wow factor. You know, when something makes you smile or the hair on your arm stands up or you just might not go, holy whatever. I think that's when you add a tenth or so. It's not in there.
General impression.
You know what I mean, right? Come on.
It says full routine, but it's in 2 parts.
Pretty well done. It had some height, but where Keenan 2 should turn over. And that didn't quite turn over. There's a couple different, fairly familiar with this skill. There's 2 components here. This should lift, and I feel like she does a good job keeping her legs together to the correct point, which is very hard to do, by the way. And it's pretty high, but it should kind of rotate a little more with her legs back behind her. It's pretty good. The fact that she doesn't straddle in her kick is really a bonus. If you watch a lot of Burkinas, what they're doing is you're cheating and straddling early and starting a scissor kick, and that's not. The trick is supposed to be legs together, half turn, straddle. That's a mark block.
I think we have.
Okay, that's really how the trick is done. Legs together, half, split, flip. And that, she does a pretty good job of that. Again, you know, the slowing down, I thought it was pretty good. She might have been a little short on this one.
Yes.
We go back. I want to show you something that it's an anatomical thing, and it's not. I want to just stop the gas when she's getting by the road. Down right when she's passing the road. Right there. It's not too bad. She's got a little shoulder angle. One of the things one of my pet things, and I know it's because it's a health issue. When you see people dancing, and she's not doing it very much, and their back is low and their hips are high, I believe that's positionary. And I'm always on it from the standpoint of it's very hard on your lower back because what you're doing when you hit the bottom, you're going from arch to arch. Do you follow what I'm saying? That's where you get those severe crushing forces, right? Gravity's yanking you down on your lower back. And I think, you know, if we learn to round past the low and get that belly in and protect the middle of your body, that's a really important mechanical thing to work on as a coach. And it takes a lot of time to develop that awareness for that belly to be in there. The Chinese do it really well, by the way. It's amazing how mechanically sound they are. But at any rate, that's something that kind of trained your eye to see. See this now?
Yeah.
Good. I want to talk about speed giants. How many of you are confused about a speed giant? That's pretty good right there. Not too much wrong with that. Okay, double labs. We'll talk speed giants and double labs. All right. Did everyone notice the landing dynamics there? I think she tried to step and she couldn't. I think she was trying to put something in there. Her landing dynamics actually was so correct in terms of where she let go and how she flipped that and where she landed in relation to the bar. That see how up and down it is, and how her hips are under. She plays it nice. I'm going to talk first about speed giant. There are a couple of everybody's confused. Can you do a speed giant? What's acceptable for a speed giant? Where does your body break? And I remember early on judges conducting for, hey, she didn't hit a handstand. Okay, don't need to hit a handstand. You can't. You're trying to build momentum for your dismount without being really technical. Where can you bend acceptably? Can you bend in your shoulders? I think so. Can you bend in your hips? I think so. Should it be round as more refined technique? Absolutely. But there are certain people that they speed giant over the top and they'll have a shoulder angle. And I believe that's it's an acceptable technique. There are certain people that shoot over the top and they're hiked in the hip. And I believe that that too is an acceptable technique. The people that round over like she kind of did, that's a very refined method. And that's would be, in my mind, the ultimate.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Look at her knees.
She's shotgunning her knees. You know why a lot of kids shotgun their knees like that? It's not because they're not trying, it's because they're not flexible enough in their hips. So they tap at their knee instead of their hips. So you know, and I'm just giving you kind of a lot of kids,
That's a deduction.
go to change the shotgun and then the kid can't do their dismount anymore.
Neil, that was something that, in organizing this, a few coaches emailed me and said, would you please address, the tapping with the knees, because it is a deduction.
It's absolutely a deduction.
And the feeling is that we're good at judging on top of the bar, but we're not very good at judging under the bar.
I think we all, our eyes always tend to go, everyone's got their own little things that their eyes go to. You know, I know I catch myself doing it all the time. And that's why I always tell coaches when I'm doing coaching seminars, and I invite you to do this as judges when you're watching, I tell them to move, start your practice coaching here, then move straight on, then move over to the other side, and then move to the back side, both in vaulting and bars. I've always taught coaches to do that. And I do that as a matter of habit because you'll see that shotgun from different angles.
Right.
You know, that bent knee. And I think that if you're going out and you're practicing, going to people's gyms, try that sometime. And you'll see different things. Then when you walk back over, guess what? You'll see it. You follow what I'm saying? So, good thing to do. I have a really good way to fix that. The speed giant she does, I think, is pretty refined. She's posing her hips. She gets over the top. Can you bend your arms to increase the speed of your giant? Yes? You can. Should you get deducted?
Yes.
I think so. Can you arch across the bar to build speed? Can you come across the bar, and kids do this all the time, like this. You know, with their chest, where you see them pull and their chest goes across the bar. I believe that's an incorrect technique.
Absolutely.
And should be deducted. So the two that I see as incorrect are bent arms and the old, arch. It's a speed giant from an arch. And we'll see a few of them. I think it's pretty good, other than her feet. Okay, double abs. How many position changes do you get? I think